And welcome to In-Game Chat for Saturday, August the 28th, 2021, Season 15, Episode 29. I'm Scott.
And I'm RJ.
And we're trying to figure this whole thing out. Turn this up. Oh, good. That doesn't affect you. That's good.
Nice.
I was worried about it. I also realized I don't have to be so loud on my microphone. Hey, by the way, bear with us. This is my first time behind this board. This is my second time behind this board. But it's been what? It's only my second time in 5 years, I think. Mm-hmm. I think it was 2014, 2015 when we did the move down here. I think it was, and then we went back up. So. Yeah, just bear with me. This is my first time getting behind here and trying to use this and adjusting everything and seeing how it sounds, seeing how it looks as it's being picked up by the audio here, because this is the first time we plugged in the computer and had our streaming stuff done. Yeah, we're just kind of learning as we go as far as this is concerned. Am I on the right one? That's two. That's two. Good. Okay, so here's what has to happen. If you want to get in touch with us, you can call us. Sure, I'll unbusy the lines. We don't have a phone screener here. I know your phone's right over there, but I'm not going to let you worry with the phones. We actually turned them around, I think, anyway, so you can't see them. But if you call in, just let it ring. If I see it or if RJ sees it, he'll let me know. I'll put you on hold or I'll put you right on the air. But yeah, no phone screener on this one. It's just given the layout and everything that we've got, it's a little different. Mm-hmm. The week has been just...
I want to say hectic.
Yeah, the week has been massively hectic. So in trying to figure all this out and trying to get that. So this is my first real time getting behind here and actually figuring out how we're going to position, what we're going to do, where we're going to put things, what's in the way. I don't have this in front of me anymore, so I don't have my laptop in front of me. I'm using my iPad right now. Be in front of me.
Yeah, heck, bro, we know that things might change up next week. Next time.
Well, yeah, there's no show next week as well. I wanted to mention that also. There is no show next week. It's going to run a replay. It's Labor Day weekend here, so that's what we're going to do.
Keep forgetting that holiday.
You keep forgetting Labor Day?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, well, yeah, that's what we've got. It's Labor Day, and so we're going to take that off. Anyway, again, I don't know that this is the final setup. I don't believe it is because this just felt thrown together as it was.
No, it won't be. I doubt. No. This is going to change up like 6-7 times.
Right? It can't be. It can't be. This is So we'll find a way to kind of make this work for us.
Yeah, because bear in mind you're going to have other people broadcasting in here as well, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
we've been doing that all week.
Yeah. So. Yeah, definitely. It's definitely going to be changing.
Yeah, we've had people in here all week doing broadcasts and stuff. So I'm trying to get the layout. I don't have my computer in front of me. I've got my laptop. The computer's over here on this side, so I have to look to this way to figure out, who's in the Twitch chat and stuff like that. I have to look over here to check Discord, because we have Discord up. If you want to join us on Discord, you're more than welcome to do so. And then the controls for the camera are right over here on the other side as well. So there's a lot to be cognizant of and to be aware of and where it's at. Muscle memory is going to be a problem for a little bit.
Yeah.
As we get through this. So,
well, you can see the cameras look good. These chats telling us that.
Is it?
Cameras look really good.
Camera quality looks a lot better. Probably because the lighting is a lot better, I would think. Actually have windows now. Mm-hmm. We could actually open up those windows, see if it makes it even better. Might do that during a break just to see what a segment looks like when we have windows.
Yeah.
I have to be careful that I don't put my arm up here like I normally do, but I don't want to press any buttons. Mm-hmm. A lot of buttons to be pressed over here, and I don't want to press any of them. So, all right, first things first, though. I was talking about the fact that we... I'm going to turn these off, and I'll tell you why I'm doing that. I have to turn off this computer and restart everything. Mm-hmm. We had again to top off a hectic week of making this place work.
Right.
This room specifically work. We had a massive power outage here, just around 11 o'clock this morning, and. It was just a real bad power outage. Didn't come back on for another 15, 20 minutes. We were out. So yeah. Anyway, when I got everything back up, I've got to restart this computer in order for it to connect to our hub computer and everything else that we have. So just to say that. So that's what I'm going to do right now, and hope that this works. I'm sorry that I'm doing it right now while we're on the air, but
fingers crossed, folks.
Yeah, I got to do it. So.
Let's see what happens when I hit this.
Yeah, I know. And there it goes. It's doing its shutdown stuff. This was the best time that I could do it because our programming up here is so long form that if I were to do it in the middle of anything that we're playing, it's going to have to start over from the beginning. And the programming is long form, so really this is the easiest way I could do it is while we're on the air.
Right.
So I'm sorry to folks listening or watching that I got to take care of maintenance, but I'm going to take care of maintenance. Mm-hmm. So. But anyway, welcome to the show. You can call us 272-9228. You can find us. We are still on Twitch. From everything that we've heard, we are still on Twitch, and everything is I'm sorry, I'm moving my microphone. Everything's broadcasting okay. Hello, everybody in Twitch. If you want to watch us on Twitch, you want to see the new place, we got the camera set up. You can do that. You can see pictures of us in the new place. Maybe we'll detach one of these cameras and kind of give you a pan around or something. I don't know, so you can see the place, get a good idea of what it looks like. But you can go to twitch.tv, then go to the search bar, type in game chat, INGAME chat, in-game chat. You'll find us. Go to our website, ingamechat.net. Go all the way to the bottom of the page. Click on the Twitch link. You'll be able to find us. Click on our Discord link. You can join us in Discord and talk to us on the air. Would love for somebody to do that here in a little bit so that we can test that out. Mm-hmm. Should be working, but we can test it out. Give me a minute while I set this up again as we restart everything so I can get stuff to work again. What else do we have? Discord, like I said, you can go on Discord and you can talk to us as well. RJ, what have you played?
Mostly Grand Theft Auto Online this week. Apparently, there's been a lot of people being a little more rowdier than usual, at least in the sessions I've been playing. Doing a lot of Lester's contact missions because they're double money and double EXP this week, so I've been doing that. And I come to find out that Lester's missions are kind of like mini heists, just don't have a lot of setup to it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of multi-tier things you have to do. Like one of the missions is, I think it's called 4 trailers. And that involves like stealing two 18-wheelers from a shipping yard, having to deal with the crew that stole them. So that's a big firefight, and having to steal 2 18-wheelers in the middle of that. It's kind of a little hectic. Driving around the city, taking out trucks, taking out vehicles, taking out all different sorts of things here and there, and of course trying to earn money through way of selling product, like I was talking about last week. But I had a lot of people trying to destroy my product, really. And I think I've mentioned it before how it doesn't really seem worth it, because if you're selling like $1 or $2 million worth of stuff, but you destroy it and you get like $2,000 out of it, well, what was the point? You could have got more money helping sell that product instead of destroying it. I guess it's just for trolling purposes, really.
Well, I mean, what is GTA if not a trolling simulator at some point?
Yeah.
Even if you're playing single player and you just start going on a rampage to see how many wanted stars you can get. Mm-hmm. It's trolling simulator. It can be. Has the potential to be a trolling simulator. Really.
That's true. Yeah, like one incident where someone tried to take me out just as I got to the end of the sale. I mean, I was nice. I only shot him once.
That was nice.
Yeah,
I only shot him once.
Yeah, granted it was a rocket launcher, but still, the point remained, they'll just run up on people and start attacking them out of nowhere and not expect payback of some type, right? So outside of that, a little bit of Virtua Fighter 5. I finally ranked up to the Guardian level 28. Gonna have to do a lot of work to get to in the 30s in terms of level. Dragon Fang, all types of ranks like that. It's going to take a lot of consistency, basically, which is something that I've been trying to work on in all of my fighting games, being consistent, having a consistent winning percentage, because I've only got like maybe 270, 280 matches under my belt, and I've got a winning percentage of around 60, 65%.
Oh, okay.
But I've got some people who have, like one of the people I played against has about 2,000 matches, but they're just barely over 50%. So if you're just barely over 60%, if you're that inconsistent, it's going to be really hard for you to level up and rank up. So when I see folks who are in the 30 and 35 rank, I think some are in 40, that's a level of consistency I'd like to achieve in VF. So the only way to do that is to keep playing and keep practicing, get some matches under my belt, go from 270 to maybe I can get into the quadruple digits.
Yeah. Just
be consistent while doing so. Just maintain a high win percentage, and I'll probably get up there relatively quickly. So yeah, that's pretty much all I've played. Just those two this week.
Yeah. By the way, if you see my head going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, I got Twitch chat on this screen and I got Discord on this screen, so I'll be doing that a lot, going back and forth again until we can figure out.
You must remember, you usually turn left, but now you got to turn right.
I mean, not even muscle memory, man. I would just like it to all be all on this side or all on this side. Doesn't matter. Preferably all of it right here in front of me, rather than being on the left and the right of me.
Yeah, but we discovered already this morning that the board that we've been using upstairs doesn't fit.
Yeah. So a lot of times you'll see that when we're upstairs, you'll see I have this thing in front of me that my laptop sits on, and I can sit there and read that, and you'll see me looking at it and talking about what's going on, searching websites, that sort of thing. You can't do that. That thing doesn't fit across here anymore.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, and Wendy is not here. Again, I had some stuff going on before the show, and she wasn't feeling like coming. She didn't want to get in the way because she already knew the kind of week that I was having with everything that was going on. And even last night and this morning, there were still some issues. And
that power failure didn't help.
Yeah, she was she's just like, man, just be. And I told her she wouldn't be, but lo and behold, I get here, at about 15 till 11 this morning, and the power goes out, and I am just rushing around doing what I got to do.
Yeah, it's a scramble at that point.
So yeah, and I don't want to say I hate to say that she made the right call, but yeah, it would have been exactly what I'd have been busy trying to get everything fixed, and she'd have just been sitting minding her own business and probably feeling like she was in the way. You're never in the way. But I totally understand how you felt like the way. So we will have Wendy back on, not next week because we're not here, but the week after next. In fact, I wish she could have been here today. I think she would have had a better feel of how to set all this up, I think. I'd be like, no, this works better over here. Your camera works better this way, and the setup and everything else, and we can move your. I don't know. She's got much better design sense than I do.
Yeah, see, I'm already thinking about this mic stand position right now. Because what blocks, what not, because if I switch over this side, it won't be tilting away.
Right.
It's a whole bunch of change. Like I said, there's going to be a whole bunch of changes during break and the days in between broadcasts.
Yeah, and this room is not finished as far as how they've got the setup and stuff, because we're going to move the phone that's over there by you. We're going to move that over there on this side, just like it used to be. And then, so all just trying to figure it out, really. But Wendy is listening, and she said that we do look good, and we sound good as well. And that was something that I was curious about, because unfortunately, I don't have a way to hear how this sounds on like the stream. I know how it sounds on the radio, I know how it sounds, that sort of thing, but coming through the stream and that sort of thing, I have no idea what it sounds like through Twitch and stuff like that, if everything's coming through okay.
Yeah.
So good. Thank you so much for letting us know. Computer's restarted, so that's good. Got that fixed. Got that out of the way. I have not played. I take that back. I played a little bit of Destiny, a lot of bit of Destiny Saturday night. We were trying to do a master clear of the raid, like the hard difficulty. All I wanted to do, we had a boss checkpoint, so all I wanted to do was just let's kill the boss, and so I can get my ship for clearing the my spaceship is what I said to get that once I do the clear, because that's what you get for it. And I was just like, at least let me get that. We just kept banging our heads on a wall and just could not move beyond it.
You say you wanted to get another spaceship, but
I don't necessarily wanted to, but it was like all you got to do is clear that, claim the triumph. It'll get you a ship, and that's fine.
Yeah, but the thing I'm trying to say is that Destiny, have they done anything with the ships in this game? No, there's no space battle thing like that. So nope. I find it hard that a group of guardians, protectors, warriors, basically, ship has no defensive or offensive function. It just goes from point A to point B and back. And that's
I can't remember if I dreamed this, which I don't think I did. I swear I remember reading something about the fact that they're going to be bringing in some kind of a ship overhaul type thing. Mm-hmm. I don't know, where your ship could be more customizable, maybe. Kind of like transmog that they have for the wardrobe for your armor and stuff and for guns and stuff, but maybe for ships. I don't remember. It might have been in the leak document. There was a massive leak, and the leak's been out there for a while. Mm. It was just the fact that this past Tuesday, when Bungie did their showcase for the next expansion coming out in February of next year, that a lot of people were following along the leak or the rumored leak with what was being confirmed, and it was really all lining up. Mm-hmm. So here's hoping. I don't know that we'll have that maybe they will, but that's probably way far down the line or something like that. I just was like, I wanted to get a master clear of the raid and be done with it, not have to worry about it, and that couldn't happen. Mm. So Sunday I didn't play at all. Didn't play any Monday. Tuesday I got on because it was reset. It was the brand new season. Okay. I got on for maybe like 45 minutes, I think. Played some of the new content, ran through whatever I needed to run through as far as the opening mission, because as soon as you sign in, it sends you right to a mission. Mm-hmm. Not a tough challenge or anything like that, but as soon as you signed in with the new stuff, it sent you on to kind of reveal the story for you. Here's where we got story-wise, and here's when you have to do the things that you have to do. So, the setup.
Is Cade back
yet? He
is
is not back yet.
Okay.
He is not back. The Queen is back. Not the Witch Queen, but the other Queen. There's two queens, I know. The Queen of the Dreaming City.
With the Lost?
No, she was originally the... Okay, so I got to go back to D1 on this for you.
Okay.
She was the Queen of... Was it the Rift? Was that what it was called? Okay, see, this is where chat would come in handy if I was looking at...
I'm trying to think about... wasn't there... there was a contact in 2 who used to serve that queen, wasn't it?
Yeah.
She was there in her stead, serving for her, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I can't remember her name, though, but yeah. She gave you a handgun. That's why I don't remember.
Mara Sov, I think is her name. Queen Mara Sov, yeah.
Okay.
I want to say she was the queen. Yeah, she was the Queen of the Rift, I think, and I could be completely misremembering about what it is. It's been a long time ago, but if you played any of Destiny with the Dreaming City, have you been to the Dreaming City and stuff in Destiny 2? Yeah,
probably did.
Yeah, well, she's the queen. She's the queen for that or whatever for that thing. So the Awoken, yes, the Awoken, the Awoken Queen, yes, Drug Degenerates got it. Okay. The Awoken Queen. Sorry. Yes, her brother played a role. Uldren, I think, is his name. Yeah. I remember the
guy that fell for the trick and lost or something, or
well, he's the one who shot Cade.
Yeah, that guy.
And then he died.
He shot Cade, got fooled by that thing, thinking it was something else, and he got ate by the
meatball.
The big anime tentacle thing.
Yeah,
and got ate by that thing, and that was it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
because he saw it as his sister, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he saw it as his sister. Yeah.
Which is the Queen.
The Queen. Yeah.
And then he got resurrected. A ghost found him and resurrected him. Of course, he's lost all of his memory. There's some really good story going on. It's good that they seem to be on a path to wrap things up, I suppose. Mm-hmm. But I've enjoyed where they're going this far, and I really enjoy what they're looking at doing for the Witch Queen expansion, which comes up in February as well. Mm-hmm. Really looking forward to that also, which is what's coming up. That's all I have not played. That's it. I wanted to play some this morning, but I couldn't.
Yeah.
There was, seriously, I could not, I had no time to sit down and play any of that. After you're getting up, doing the exercise, getting ready, getting in the shower, and then having to be here as early as I had to be, and taking care of other things that were coming up, I just had no time whatsoever to play.
Yeah, there were some things I couldn't do before the show either because, one, I was helping my folks with some stuff at their place, and then come to find out that my PlayStation Plus membership will expire.
Yeah, what's going on with it?
Oh, it just expired. I got no reminders. Just one day, try to go online. It's like, nope, sign up for PlayStation Plus, and I'm like, wait a minute. I just checked my account and it said, yeah, your account expired yesterday. You started it 3 years ago. It expired,
and you
now.
never. Okay,
I never got a notice at all. It just said suddenly you're not a member anymore. Sign up again. Yeah.
Interesting that you say that because what was I going to say? I always, like, anytime there's a sale on PlayStation Plus membership,
right?
I say anytime there's a sale. Anytime there's a really good sale. Not anytime there's a sale, but anytime there's a good sale.
Yeah.
I won't budge.
5% off is not a good sale.
Yeah, I ain't budging for $10 off.
Yeah.
But over the holidays at some point, and every now and again it happens, they're like, here's 2 years of PlayStation Plus for $25. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
It's a third-party seller, but it worked. Mm-hmm. You know, and kind of like what you're looking at, CD keys, I think you're looking at getting from there.
Yeah, I was looking at CD keys, yeah. But having an issue with them. Can't go through for some reason, so...
Are you trying CD keys because it's a cheaper option? They've got a deal? Is that what it is?
They had a deal going on, but I'm open to alternatives if I can't get through with them.
I'll check Slick Deals and see if there's anything there.
Okay.
Every now and again, something like that shows up on Slick Deals.
Yeah, the sales you're talking about, the things you catch, I just miss. I just don't never know they're. I'm just not aware of them unless they come up on Wario 64's.
Yeah, I check it. Well, I mean, obviously I get notifications from him all the time, but Slick Deals is something I manually check. You can set up notifications on certain things. So if you're looking for something specific to go down in price, they'll send you a notification when that item becomes, goes on sale.
Right.
If you want to do that. It's just been something I've just checked, daily in the morning at some point, seeing what they've got. They update it frequently during the day, but I usually just check it once a day to see what's up. I may check it in the afternoon, see if anything came up while I missed it, but... Yeah, so if I see anything come to pop up like that, I will let you know from now on.
Yeah, because I'll get multiple years and forget years from now down the line and have to renew again.
Yeah,
but yeah.
I will just to let everybody know who's maybe coming in and watching. I'm checking Twitch chat over here. Make sure everything's going good because they'll let me know. Usually if something's going on, like if I didn't turn the camera back on or audio sounds weird or something like that, they'll let me know whenever that happens. It's just so strange. I forgot to do this. See? I have to do this. Look at that. There we go.
Well, you did it.
I did. Interesting. All right, so we're going to take our first break, and when we come back, we will run down the news. I haven't seen anybody in Discord yet, but if you are in Discord, if you happen to pop into Discord, we'll get you on the air and talk to you as well. Okay, music here. We've got, it's Destiny 2 music. Wouldn't you know? It's from the brand new season. It's actually from a cutscene that plays when there's it's very strange. And I'll tell you, it's odd. This season that they've released sets up the events that are to take place in the Witch Queen.
Okay.
But the trailers and everything in the Witch Queen have already told us what's going to happen. We don't exactly know how we're going to get there. We do if you've read the leak. But the start of this season immediately introduces the Witch Queen to you. In a friendly sense, or in a... she doesn't want to hurt anyone. Please help me get rid of what's wrong with me, you know? Mm-hmm. And the characters in the game are trying to tell us that, yeah, go ahead and help her. We'll make this, you know. You've already made friends with other enemies in the game. You made friends with the Fallen. Mm-hmm. You've taken them under your wing in that way and helped them to fight off the Vex. You've made a truce with the Cabal, another enemy faction. Mm-hmm. So I guess it's one of those situations where she's revealed herself and said, oh, please, you know, take me in or help me or do this. It's all a setup. And it's weird to kind of follow this path of, well, destiny in a sense, that she's going to turn on us, you know? So it's strange that they had to do what they had to do to kind of ruin the story. I don't want to say ruin it, but, you know, if you put it all together,
she's full of it, but you're still running this idea that she's
full of it. Yeah. The player knows that she is, but your game characters do not.
Yeah.
And so you have to go along with what the season is asking you to do, even though you know it's setting you up for what's to come.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you know, we could take care of this real quick right now.
Yeah.
We don't even have to deal with what's coming in the next expansion because it's right here and we don't have to do any of this. And everything that you've shown us will go away. It's kind of like knowing the timeline ahead of time, you know?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So, yeah. It's a little strange in that way. Anyway, here's music from that cutscene where she does reveal herself. It's apparently called Cocoon, maybe. It's from Season of the Lost of Destiny 2. We'll be right back with more of In-Game Chat after this. It worked. Thank you. And welcome back to In-Game Chat. This is music from a game, I don't remember the name of it. Wait a second, that's old. That's last week's, I think. No, that's fine. No. I don't know what track this is. The track says that it's listed as Grake's theme, which remember we found that like
Grake? Yeah.
Sound
like Break.
Sound like Break, but it's Grake.
There's only one way to find out. Play last week's show, and it'll tell you.
Well, no. I can just log in and resend that stuff over to make sure it's going to work. Oh, and then there it goes. It turns off very fast. Hopefully this next one is actually what it should be, because I do remember that is... Yeah, because the Season of the Lost thing was fine. That was fine as well. I don't know. So much maintenance I'm having to do. I'm trying to get everything working.
During the show. But that's part of our charm.
Is it?
Yeah.
You said that.
I do.
Oh, thank you. Hey, this is a big chair, though. This is nice.
Yeah.
I like this big chair. Mm-hmm. Ooh, this big chair. Comfy. You hated your chair.
Oh, yeah. I went upstairs and snatched one from the top.
He hated his chair. Because, yeah, there's three of them sitting over in the corner.
Yeah.
Now, because you didn't like him at all. You're like, get thee away from me.
Yeah.
Chairs. Yeah,
I need to get one, actually.
This one's nice. Do what?
I need to get another chair, actually.
Wait. Another... Oh, at home?
No, at home. At home.
Oh,
not here.
okay.
At home.
Like, man, how many chairs are you going to go through here?
All of them. Every single one of them.
Oh, yeah. Let me go back to... Okay.
Whoops.
Waiting to see. We may have somebody joining us in Discord, so just seeing if that was going to go... Oh, God, there's a lot that happened, and I kind of want to get to... Well, we'll get to a lot of it, actually. We already talked about the Destiny stuff, so no need... Oh, by the way, crossplay is active.
Okay. For PC and PS4?
Crossplay is active for PC, PS4, Xbox, and Stadia. I'll throw that in there.
What are the numbers like on Stadia anyway?
I don't know.
Small?
Stadia is usually where you want to go if you want to get some stuff done in like Crucible or something like that. Or you don't want I can't remember. It's useful to go because there's not a big player base of it.
Yeah.
And so it's useful to go there if you want to. There's some certain things that you can do that way that make it a whole lot easier to mess with because you're not dealing with the tryhards, the really goods, the sweats, you know. Mm-hmm. But I've never actually done it, so I don't know. I think we tried it one time. Me and Random tried to do it at one point for something. I think we were just trying it out. He had extra invites, and I think we were just trying out, seeing how it was on Stadia, which is fine. But it was a little laggy. Felt a little laggy anyway. Yeah. And it was but it was never something where it was like, I would never switch to this. If I also have it, on my PC like this, I would never do that. So. But that's just me. So yeah, Gamescom happened all week.
Yeah.
We had the Destiny 2 reveal, which was not really a part of Gamescom, but they scheduled it on the same day as Microsoft was doing their big presentation. Like Bungie's presentation was 30 minutes. Microsoft's was 90 minutes and covered a ton of different games, which is, I have nothing against Bungie for what they're showing off there. It was strictly like, here's the next expansion that we're working on, Witch Queen. Here is the new content that we've launched today, Season of the Lost as well, all kind of wrapped into one thing. They made a lot of promises, though. They talked about the fact that we've got the expansion of Witch Queen next year.
Yeah.
A year after that, we have, Lightfall, I think is what it's called.
Okay.
I think. I could be wrong. And then the year after that is something called The Final Shape. And they have said that will wrap up Destiny's light versus darkness or light and darkness storyline saga thing. Mm-hmm. Destiny will somehow continue, and I don't know exactly where they'll be going with that or how they're going to do that, create a new story, create something. I have no clue what's going to happen there.
Right.
But they do have seemingly an endpoint for their story that they started way back in whatever year it was, 2013, I think?
What was it, the 10-year plan?
It was a 10-year plan, yeah. And I think that'll get them there. So, but yeah, they revealed all of that stuff. Talked about they're bringing back a raid from Destiny 1. We don't know which one it'll be. We're all very hopeful that it is King's Fall, which is where a lot of us, experienced a raid for the first time.
Is it the one I ran with?
I say a lot of us. When I mean a lot of us, is a lot of us on this show.
Yeah.
Yeah. What were you saying?
Is that the one I ran with you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, that's the one you ran with the, oh goodness, it was on the Dreadnought.
Is it the one with the jump where you had to have a certain jump type activated to get across?
No, you could to make it easier, but no, you didn't have to have it.
Okay.
This was the one where there was a large during part of the raid there was this large gap, and the
big gap.
The hive ships would come out of a portal, go through, and then go back into a portal, and you had to use them to jump on top of each one to get across to the other side.
You're playing Frogger, basically.
It was, and it was annoying. I hated it. A lot of the times, we'd just send somebody else over, and then we'd all die, and they'd resurrect us since they would hit the checkpoint, and then bring us over, because it was like, we don't want to mess with this. Mm-hmm. Which is odd, because they haven't put in... They put in jumping puzzles and jumping platforming in their raids since then, easily.
Yeah.
Never come across anything as hard as that. Maybe it was because it was on console. Maybe it was because I just wasn't used to it. I don't know. Maybe I just hadn't played it enough. But that jumping ship, over and over to get across to the other side, and to know that, hey, you don't do that one, you do the next one that comes right after it, even though it's like a split second before the one you're on fades away.
Yeah.
It was all very...
Patience, timing, and precision is what you need to get through.
It was all very nerve-wracking. Fun, but nerve-wracking. So anyway, we're all hoping that that's the one they're going to bring back. That was a lot of fun for it. Story-wise, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to... I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
I don't really care about story too much if my stuff's there.
Yeah.
But when they can do story good, it's fairly good. I got another book from them, Volume 3 of their story collection.
Physical, the hardcover?
The physical hardback, yeah. So I got Volume 3. Volume 4 comes out in November. And I'll probably pick that up as well.
I was more interested in the stories from the past than the ones in the current. They
don't seem to be in any sort of... And I'll have to go look. They don't necessarily seem to be in any sort of order.
No, I mean, like some of the exotic weapons I picked up in there. I want to say it was that grenade launcher. It was a grenade launcher that looked like the one that looked like a dragon.
The fighting lion.
Okay, yeah. And the story behind that and who was using it beforehand. The Titan who was like, I think she trained by literally punching the mountain.
Oh,
That's how she trained, by punching the mountain.
Yeah.
And she built up quite a reputation for her melee ability.
I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah.
I remember seeing some of that.
I don't think I saw anything after that. I was like, that was interesting. I'd like to see how far they went with that, but nope, that was it.
Well, a lot of I know the early books talk about some of the wars that took place, obviously, prior to the game. And there's just a ton, but it also throws in the exotic lore and everything else. Some of the mainly the weapons, not so much the armor, but mainly the weapons. They'll put the lore in there. I was reading the third one. I was just kind of flipping the pages, and Touch of Malice is in the third book with the lore that was attached to that. So is Sleeper Simulant is also in there as well. So that was Destiny stuff. Right after that, like I said, Destiny stuff was, here's our thing, and I've already told you about the fact that they're revealing what's next while we play what leads into what's next. And apparently we're supposed to be duped by that or whatever. Then Microsoft got up there, and I know I have it. Everything's shown during Microsoft's... open that, please. Yes, open...
Be nice.
Well, I click on it, and it's like, here's a preview. And I was like, yes, click on that to open it back up. Do you want to open it up in Chrome? Yes. Everything's shown during Microsoft's Gamescom live stream, which was a lot.
90 minutes worth.
Dying Light 2 was shown off. And December 7th is when that's supposed to be released. We'll see about that. December 8th, I believe, is when Halo Infinite is supposed to launch as well. Which, again, we'll see about that. They're pretty determined that it's going to happen. But I wouldn't put it past them from being delayed.
Yeah.
Or having some kind of snag where they can't release or something. I'm not hoping for it at all. If you want to release it, that's great. I
just wouldn't be surprised if it got delayed.
I would not at all be surprised.
Who is surprised by a delay nowadays anyway?
It depends on what it is.
Yeah. Especially if it's like a AAA big budget title.
Yeah, it really depends on what it is. We still don't have Dead Island 2 that was supposed to get some sort of release that I know of. God, did that actually release and I missed it? Again, I don't have the chat room up over here.
Doubt it.
Have anybody in the... still don't have anybody in the chat room. Again, by the way, if you see anybody pop into the chat room, let me know if I'm not
Discord?
looking at it. Yeah, for Discord. Mm-hmm. It's so hard to see everything around. So, trying to read some of this. Biosec says, Stadia is small, but it's pretty nice to fire it up on the phone and do dailies with. That's not a bad idea. Let's see. Lethal Migraine, unless Bungie announces that they are canceling Destiny, they don't need to announce anything at all. Good to have you back, Lethal Migraine. Thank you. The only thing I liked about the Microsoft thing was Forza 5 and that controller, so I ordered the controller. The controller for Forza, is that what you're talking about? Because I know they showed off the controller for Halo Infinite as well. But the big, splashy, colorful Forza 5 controller. Looks like Lethal Migraine may have picked that one up, is what he's talking about. Otherwise, I was left wondering why it wasn't only a 30-minute presentation, because there was nothing there. There was a lot of talking. I can tell you that much, because I was watching it with Wendy and saying, this is too much talking. Fast forward, fast forward, fast forward. Stop talking. More showy, less chatty. Let's see. Humble Games is bringing a lot of games to the Xbox Game Pass on day one. There's a ton of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 games. Looks like they're all coming out maybe October the 19th. But they'll all be available with Game Pass. There's something. I know you got a console. I know you got a Microsoft or an Xbox. You got an Xbox One, right?
No.
Just a 360?
Yeah, just 360.
You never got a One, okay.
No, never got a One.
I was wondering, okay. Yeah. I don't know you could enjoy Game Pass on the 360 at this point. Yeah. I don't know that would even work. I'm not sure. Mm-hmm. You ever fire it up other than to play, your fighting stuff? Do you even fire it up anymore?
Last time I played it, I think I was playing Radiant Silvergun.
And how long ago was that?
Years ago. It was years ago when I did that. It's been a minute since I fired it up.
Huh. What else did they show off? Oh, yeah. They didn't show gameplay, but they did show off a trebuchet and how it works.
Oh, what?
The old, the long form catapult.
Okay.
A trebuchet.
Okay.
If I'm pronouncing it right, knowing me, I'm probably not. They were promoting Age of Empires 4.
Okay.
By showing off a real working trebuchet and how they got it to work and how it would sling stuff across. And it was awfully PBS for a Microsoft presentation.
Yep.
It was very PBS-like. Ooh, I just moved the entire board.
The British documentary type thing?
Yeah, nobody was British, but yeah, it was basically, it just felt like this is, we're learning about games. Okay. After it was done. It was fun to see, trust me. Thing was massive.
Was fire involved?
No. They talked about it, the fact that here's how it was used in medieval times. They would throw it, it would be on fire, it would be covered in gasoline and then, explode, or it would, all the different ways that you could launch things.
Okay. Now, is this the one, now the catapult's the one with the bowl with the thing sitting in there. Is it the trebuchet is the one with the sling that slings it out there? Like, okay.
That is correct.
The one with the rope at the end. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I was shaking my head. I don't know why I was shaking my head because we're on the radio, but yes, that's exactly what that is.
Okay.
They showed off Age of Empires 4. Looked fun, but yeah, trebuchet. What else do they have? News of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate getting cloud gaming on Xbox consoles this holiday, so you'll be able to play Flight Sim on Xbox One without through the cloud, I suppose. DLC for Wasteland 3 was shown off, coming out October the 5th. The Cult of the Holy Detonation is the name of it. Sea of Thieves had a Borderlands crossover. They showed off some of that. Be careful, because that is starting to slide. State of Decay has a new update as well. They showed off that. Stray Blade is a colorful action RPG due out in sometime in 2022. Crusader Kings 3 is coming to Xbox. Psychonauts 2, they showed that off, which I believe is out now, and I believe also on Game Pass. I also showed off The Gunk, the next game from the creators of SteamWorld. It's due in December. As a wrap-up, they showed off Forza Horizon 5, and that's the controller that Lethal Migraine was looking forward to. Mm-hmm. It was fantastic. It looked wonderful, as they always do, and it'll be on Game Pass, something I'll enjoy whenever that's released. And I believe that's most of what Microsoft had to show. There may have been some other stuff. It says there was no appearance of Halo Infinite or word on its release date, although I want to say the Gamescom opening night live that Jeff Keighley did had some Halo stuff in there, because that's when they talked about the release date for Halo Infinite, multiplayer and single player, released on the same day, December, I want to say it was the 8th, was when they were planning on that to happen. So. Oh, good. That got us to the top of the hour here. Well, that's good, because I wanted to make sure, I'm trying to open that, thank you. I wanted to make sure that we had all of that covered, everything that was going there, because we've got to get to the Gamescom opening night live, which, again, just like Microsoft, 2 hours, maybe more, of more talky-talky than showy-showy.
I was about to say, what was the ratio of valid information and vapid talking?
There was probably a lot of valid information in the vapid talking, but without showing me anything, I didn't care. Mm-hmm. I really didn't. And to everybody who puts these things together, because they're listening to this show right? Yeah. For everybody who puts these things together, man, stop. Have the voiceover over the gameplay. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But have the gameplay. Seeing you sit there and talk to somebody...
show more, talk less.
Well, not necessarily. I think you can do both. Just show while you're talking,
Okay.
Even if all you do is put up gameplay and then a little box in the corner of the conversation with old boy or something, when they're talking to a dev or something like that. If for whatever reason you've got to have them on camera, then do it that way. But show us gameplay. I'm much more prone to... Here's a good way to figure out what works and what doesn't. Go back and ask people who watch your stuff, listen to your stuff, whatever, consume your product, and find out from them, especially if it's something that is, like a video or something like that. Like, what parts do you skip? Mm-hmm. I think 9 times out of 10, you're going to come to the same conclusion, especially where games are concerned. Yeah. The parts where there's no game being shown. Those are the parts that I skip. It's like, show me the game. Once I see enough of it, show me the next one.
Or or you could ask them what stood out to you more. What do you remember about this? What do you remember more? What stood out to you?
Yeah,
what lasted in your mind?
Yeah, that's a way to look at it. But they'll normally 9 times out of 10, I think they would pick whatever game they really enjoyed seeing.
Yeah,
that tells them that, hey, we need more games like that, maybe. But it doesn't tell them about their presentation of that. Was it because you showed off more gameplay for that than you did anything else, and that's why it stuck in their mind? Or was it because that's just a favorite of theirs?
I was thinking they stuck in their mind because it was visual. They saw it.
Yeah. Could be. And I know. I think you're right. I think that's the case, though. More show, less talk. Or keep showing us while you talk, over it. And so that we can see it. And you can still give us this information. It's me. I'm being nitpicky. Sorry. It's a lot of skimming when it's 2 hours. So, yeah. And you'll come across games that you don't care about seeing. You just one look at them and it's like, it's not me. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
So.
Some people, sports games, they tune out completely.
But it's still there.
But it's still there.
It's still showing stuff. So somebody who is into whatever that may be will sit there and watch that. Mm-hmm. They may skip the other stuff because that's not their genre. That's not their type of game. That's fine.
Yeah.
Because there's other people that's going to be there for. But if it's just a dev talking about a game, even if it's just a celebrity talking about a game, Because you can pull people in for that.
Yeah.
Just do it while you show the game, or don't do it at all.
Yeah.
You know? I guess. That's just me. I'm sure there's people listening who are like, no, I like that part of the stuff. That's fine. If you do, good, then that's... You got a lot of stuff to watch and enjoy. I just don't see how being... Like, if you play games, the information is good. I like that they talk to you, but show more of it. I'm not going to... I will retain less of what you say and more of what you show. In other words, you're going to sell me more on what I see and not what you say. Mm-hmm. Because if you tell me that this stuff happens in game, you should be able to show me that this stuff happens in game. Rather than telling me that. Or while you're telling me that, showing me that it takes place in the game. You know, and that's going to stick more than it is you just rattling off points.
It sounds like basically... You know that saying? It sounds good on paper.
Yeah, that's true.
But when in execution, it didn't come through. Because there's been plenty of time when you've heard a dev talking about it's going to do this, this, and this, and then they actually put it in your hands. You play it, and it doesn't work.
Yeah. Well, we got to take a break. We're at the top of the hour here, and when we come back, we're going to hit up some more. Well, we got more Gamescom to talk about. Tons more Gamescom to talk about as well. We will get. Oh, okay. Interesting. Nabokov says that the hum is only coming through the actual Twitch stream and not the Discord audio. The Discord audio is directly plugged into the board. The computer audio for Twitch is plugged into a headset. So maybe that's a difference. Mm-hmm. We'll have to see. Anyway, here is music from No More Heroes 3. It is called Gold Joe for some reason, and we will be right back with more of In-Game Chat. I don't know the game.
Gold Joe is probably a
boss,
a villain, an assassin you have to take out.
You played No More Heroes?
Yeah, I played No More Heroes when it was on PS3, I think.
Was that 1 or 2? Probably 1.
It was the one with Holly Summers, because that's where I stopped.
That tells me nothing.
It was a boss battle. It was a boss battle on a beach, and she dug a lot of holes, and I fell in some. But that was where I stopped playing, trying to defeat her in that game. So that's just one of the mini games I got to finish later on.
Yeah. We might try and mess around with the audio stuff during this break. We may just leave it alone, and not because we don't want to make things worse.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll be back with more of In-Game Chat right after this. Welcome back to In-Game Chat. RJ, do you recognize this music at all?
It's not Uncharted, is it?
No, it's not Uncharted. It is a game that came out recently. I say game, but I want to say that it's not Is it Expandalone? Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I spent about 15 hours downloading. That's why I haven't played it.
15 hours?
Look, yeah.
How big is the expansion?
Look, I had to cut it off at one point. That's why it took longer. It said 11, but I had to cut it off. I had to cut the system off for a few hours and then turn it back on. But yeah, it was 40 something gigs.
Did it go faster when you did when you turned it off, turned it back on type thing? Did it go faster?
No, it's just something I had it was like on all night. I had to cut the thing off. But yeah, it was a long downloading process, really. And then I had other things to go as well because I had to download the update to Cyberpunk as well, which was another big download.
I heard that copies of Cyberpunk for consoles were, at Best Buy anyway, were like just $10. It was down to $10 if you wanted to play Cyberpunk on any of the consoles. Yeah. $10 is all you had to pay. Yeah. They still haven't fixed that game. So,
even with the bug fix, I think the update for Cyberpunk was a bunch of bug fixes, but
there's some bug fixes, but they still haven't updated it for the next gen consoles. I don't think the PC is completely fixed. Obviously, last gen consoles probably still need some work on it. Mm-hmm. But I know that the next gen stuff I don't believe has been released. I could be wrong, and somebody in the chat room could. Yeah. See, Thar said grab it and wait for the current gen upgrade next year. So yeah, exactly.
It took a while for it to get there, though. I think the fastest one we had was Pure. The fastest drop from brand new price to $10.
Was it?
I think
Could have been.
It was like a month, and then it was like from $50 to $10.
I don't know. I think Anthem
had the fastest drop.
I think Anthem probably had the fastest price drop. I think. I mean, somebody out there knows.
Hey, if anybody listening knows of a faster price drop than
See, at this point, this is where I would have my laptop and I'd be typing that in there, like fastest price drop in a game. You know.
Let's see. Well, since I'm here,
reading the chat room here, they're all helping us out with everything. I love our listeners. I love our folks in the chat room giving us tips on it might be worth trying to do this. Down to 10 from 79. Wow.
Wow, the limited edition one?
This was Thar 66 saying that's probably what it was.
79 sounds like limited edition version.
Oh, Nabokov fan says Haze.
Haze.
Remember Haze from PlayStation 3 days?
Okay. PS3 Haze.
I don't know that that's it. Did you?
I didn't see it. It's just a bunch of people asking questions about how long does it take for a game to get cheap on Steam or something like that. But because I looked up fastest price drop in game and a bunch of various stuff there. But I remember this image, Haze. Yeah.
You remember Haze?
I remember this image of the broken helmet. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we have drunk. Hang on. Forgot to turn on my Discord stuff. We're trying stuff out here, and I'm going to turn this on. And hello.
Hi there.
Hey, there we go. This is, well, I always want to call you Malteran, but that's not. I think that was your PlayStation name?
Yeah, that's my usual handle online.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man, you sound great.
Yeah, well, new internet and stuff like that helps.
Does, man.
Coming through crystal clear.
Discord audio is so nice. Oh, goodness. So what's going on? And by the way, thanks for jumping into the chat room here so we can test this out. But what's going on? Anything new?
Well, I got this new Aliens game today.
Oh, yeah. I have music for, well, maybe. I don't know. Psychonauts 2 is what we got coming up next. But I did put in music for Alien Fire, what's it called?
Alien Fireteam Elite.
Fireteam Elite. That's what it was. I knew there was Fireteam in there, which is exactly what we call ourselves in Destiny. So that's the only reason it stuck. What is? How do you like that?
So far, it's pretty fun, but it's also pretty difficult on the normal setting. I'm playing it with AI.
Okay, I was about to ask you, is it multiplayer only, or do they have the bot situation where you can play?
They have bots, but out of the, I think, 5 or 6 difficulties, they only recommend them to use them on the first 2.
Okay.
Because apparently you can't change their gear and they don't get better stats because they don't level up, basically.
Oh, interesting. Sounds like there's potential there for them to do that, actually, or to implement that later on.
Yeah, but it's a pretty small studio that made this game, so I'm not having my hopes up for that to happen anytime soon.
Who is the studio and who's the publisher? Do you know?
The studio is Cold Iron something, and it's a new studio. This is their first game as this studio.
Yeah.
And the publisher is Focus Entertainment.
Okay, all right, familiar. I'm surprised.
Yeah,
I thought Sega had the license for Aliens at some point, or I thought they did.
Yeah,
they
it's
used to.
possible that they lent it out or something. That's always weird with these licenses.
Yeah, how well do you think the replay? That's a game that looks like it would be fun for a while, but either would get repetitive or old, not too long in. It feels like a game where it doesn't feel like a full price game, but I haven't played it. I haven't looked at it. I don't know really hardly anything about it, other than I want to say it has a very Left 4 Dead type scenario situation, or not even Left 4 Dead, but more of a.
Is it anything like Predator?
Like Predator or like Evolve?
It's kind of like a combination of Left 4 Dead and Gears of War, because it has a cover system.
Yeah.
And it's third person.
Okay.
Also, it's not a full price game, so...
It isn't. Okay, see, I was wondering about that. Something about it was saying this can't be a full price game. I don't know why something was telling me that, but that's what it felt like, that this can't be a full price game it didn't give that feel that it was full price. So, and that also makes me wonder about the length of it, the replayability of it.
It's kind of like Destiny, just as an example. You might be familiar with the game.
Okay.
Basically, you have 4 worlds or areas you play in, and each has 3 missions with different things you do and different environments in it.
Yeah.
And basically, you play through those, and you can up the difficulty. You can throw in modifiers for more XP or credits, and then you use the credits and XP to level up your character and your weapons, because you can modify your weapons, and the character progression is pretty interesting too. It has some kind of ability grid where you have to Tetris block different abilities as you unlock them to fit them in.
I kind of like that's okay. That's unexpected.
Yeah, and it starts with 4 classes. You unlock the 5th one when you finish the story, and the free content is coming pretty soon already, because on the 8th of next month there's already a new class being released, among other things.
That's interesting. Okay.
And it has a horde mode once you finish the story.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I figured it would. Yeah, that's what I figured. Well, good. As long as you're enjoying it, man. It's not anything I'm interested in, other than the sense that, here's a game in this franchise. I know Matt's a huge fan of that franchise. I don't know if he's listening right now. He would. I would think he would have popped in. He probably got it and played it on PC anyway. Is it released on? It's on PC, right?
Yeah, PC and this current gen and the last gen.
Yeah, I know he's a. Everybody knows he's an Alien fan just for the fact that he picked up Colonial Marines. Because we give him hell over that every time. It was Colonial Marines, right? That was the big bomb.
Yeah.
And when they had all the issues,
the massive issues.
Yeah, and since then everyone is careful with the next Aliens game.
Yeah, and that was Gearbox that did that, right?
Yeah, I think so.
That
But
screwed
they
that up?
basically licensed it out to some other smaller studios to finish it and didn't work much on it themselves.
Did you check out Gamescom?
Yeah, but I gotta admit, after the opening night, I kind of dozed off at the other live streams.
So the opening night live thing with our old boy Jeff, you watched that one?
Yeah, I watched that one.
Okay.
And the other two, that was basically mostly recapping or elaborating on stuff from the opening night.
Yeah, I didn't. Again, this was. I don't know if you're anything like me and feeling that way, but there was a lot. There was too much talking, to me.
Yeah, there was a lot of talking for something that was basically just online without a audience.
Right, exactly. But we'll go over and feel free to chime in here with your thoughts on these things. Obviously, they kicked off the opening night live show with the Saints Row reboot, I suppose. There's no number in front of this one. It's just going to be called Saints Row.
Yeah, and I'm kind of mixed about that one.
Yeah, it's going to be released in 2022. They had a debut trailer, and then I think the next day or the next couple of days after, they did show off a gameplay trailer. I watched a little bit of that this morning because apparently there was a lot of people who were put off by that trailer. In fact, there's a lot of people who are put off by everything they're seeing about the new Saints Row game. They don't feel like it is carrying on the, I don't know, like it has the Saints Row vibe to it.
Yeah, it feels like, I think someone mentioned this feels like a game that Volition was working on and didn't have a title, and then just threw Saints Row on top of it. And that's what they described it, really. I mean, it really didn't have, it, like you said, it really didn't have the feel of Saints Row. It doesn't feel like a Saints Row game, really. I mean, It's the same. It is the crime and action and things like that, and things have been tapered down a bit. I mean, look, the trailer had driving on rooftops or something like that, and all types of things of action.
Yeah, and the gameplay trailer showed a lot of action and stuff, and a lot of different settings and places within the city that they've built here, and
I guess. Well, just my personal opinion, seeing the trailer, and it's like the characters felt generic, really generic to me. Nothing really special about them to me. It just really didn't have the characters didn't have that pop for me for a Saints Row game. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, I mean, I will agree with them and say that what they showed off was not. There was a lack of the. What am I trying to say? The Saints Rowness is the best way I can put that, right? There was somewhat of a lack of that feeling, that sense of silliness, of over-the-topness.
Where was the height of Saint Row's popularity? 3, right?
I would say 3.
3.
And you know, and even what they did with 4 was still good and great. I think 3 was like their pinnacle. Okay. You know, they hit that. I don't think they necessarily went too far down when they did 4. I don't think it was as much of a seller as 3 was, but 4 seemed like they took the aspects of 3 and said, well, now we're just going to give them superpowers, and you can fly and jump and run fast and do all this other stuff.
Which negated every mode of transportation in the game that you began with.
It's totally fine, and that's okay for them to do once you're able to reach that level where you can have that sort of movement.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we didn't see any of that here with this. Not to say that it's not there or that it's not going to get there. It's probably not there, given what we saw. They seem to have a very set tone of like, this is where we're at. No, you're not going to, have the zaniness or whatever it was from Saints Row 3 and 4 that they had. But I don't know. My whole thing on that is like, it comes out in 2022. I will wait for more of that to be shown before I make any sort of decision on that.
Yeah.
I'll wait. Go ahead.
Yeah, what I wanted to say, what I didn't like from what I've seen is the fact that it seems like you play a main character that's already predefined, and you can change the visuals, the shape, if it's male or female. You basically play the character the voice actress on the stage was later talking about.
Right.
From what I've seen.
Yeah, you're stuck. You're stuck with this person as the character. There's no create your own character thing. So yeah,
that'll be interesting to see. I would like that to open up if it does, where you can play as her, or where probably you have to play as her for a while, and then maybe it opens up to where you can create your own.
Maybe that's the default, or the typical thing. That's the default thing we have, and you can change it up however you like.
It's possible.
But, yeah, it's possible. But if they're saying
that feels like that feels I was going to say that feels more like not necessarily to paint himself in a corner or anything, but that feels more of a not what. Well, it's not what we remember of Saints Row, but GTA has been the same way.
Yeah,
GTA has always been, here's your character. You really can't do anything other than change their clothes, maybe change their hairstyle or facial hair or something like that. But the overall sense of your character, there is, unless obviously when you take it online, that's different.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah.
But in the main game itself,
they got the characters, whatever. So they're probably going to try to do the same. Wow, I mean they're trying to. They try to step away from Grand Theft Auto, but they've got the Grand Theft Auto thing with Grand Theft Auto thing with this game now. Maybe they'll have their switching characters aspect of it as well.
I hope they address it, and the reason that I hope they do is that they can give some sort of explanation as to here's why we went this route, here's what because, and for folks who are wondering, Saints Row would be the fifth in the series, even though it's a reboot, but Saints Row 1 and 2. 1 took itself too seriously, was trying to be just a clone of GTA.
Right.
2 veered a little bit outside of it, not too much, but a little bit veered outside of it with some interesting weapons and some missions and stuff like that. Some very over-the-top characters, of course. And then 3 took everything from 2 and really pushed it out there to be absurd.
I'm about to say to stand on its own, really.
Yeah.
Made it stand out from the you couldn't say it was a clone of GTA at that point.
It was holding its own.
It was holding its own.
It was really holding its own. And then 4 did the same thing. They just took what they had done at 3 and they said, how much further can we go with this? Okay, we're going to go that far, and they did. And then silence for a while, and then they've done this, which seems to go back to maybe closer to something like 2. Some sort of medium between 2 and 3, maybe.
Yeah.
To where it's not overly absurd, but it's also not.
I think the general consensus was a little too conservative for a Saints Row game.
Seems to be
in the memory of people who played it, because the people who's interested in getting Saints Row, of course, the people who've played Saints Row.
Yeah,
so they know what they're looking for.
Right, and that's what the trailer.
The trailer didn't.
That's what the trailer did. And a lot of people were upset about it, and they said something in the sense that they were not going to. Saints Row team shows off reboot gameplay, and in a tweet. What did they say here? I'm trying to find the tweet.
From what I hear, they're kind of resolute in their.
We are not backing down on this game. We get it. It's new, and it's a shock reaction to a reboot like no other. That is what they said. But they said specifically, we are not backing down on this game.
Yeah,
It'll be released February 25th, 2022. It's coming to all your stuff. Xbox One and Xbox Series X, 4, 5, Windows PC, that sort of thing.
But I think generally, based on what we've seen and what they've put on display, I'm not. It's definitely not going to be a day one purchase. A wait and see. It's going to be a wait and see how the general gaming public reacts to the game.
Yeah,
and see if how their product goes.
The next thing they showed off was a new Marvel game from the creators of XCOM, called Midnight Suns, which I want to say that's based on a storyline.
Yeah, and I've talked to some folks who remembers Midnight Sun, and they were like, "Wow, this is not the gritty, hard Midnight Suns story that he remembered." Kind of tamed down, really. I
remember the Midnight Suns. I don't remember the storyline. I remember the name, but I don't remember anything that was significant about that storyline.
Violence.
That series, was it? I don't know.
Yeah, there was some no holds barred type stuff going on in there from what he was telling me.
But man, I love me some XCOM. So if I'm getting some Marvel XCOM, which I believe I am, because I want to say that was something rumored before E3 that we were supposed to get something from Squeenix, I think, that they were going to be doing a 4X, or what? Not a 4X, but a whatever the XCOM stuff is.
Yeah.
And we didn't get that, but then boom, here we go with this Gamescom thing. So That's great. It's going to be out March next year. Halo Infinite got a release date, a new controller, and a console, a nice little Halo-themed console. I have the Halo-themed console from the old Xbox original. The green one where you could see inside of it.
Yeah.
And it was Halo labeled and stuff. That's somewhere in the house. In a bin somewhere.
Not on display proudly.
Right, no. In fact, I used that one I gave that one to Jeremy. He used to be on the show with us.
Yeah.
So he could mod it. And there was a way you could get into, like if you had modded the system, there was a way for you to like activate the mod so you could use the different games you put on there and stuff. And it had to be specifically through a certain Splinter Cell game. You had to pop Splinter Cell in your machine, do something with it. I can't remember what it was, and then that would get you to.
So Splinter Cell was the boot disk.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Yes. Splinter Cell got you into the operating system to pull up the mod and where you could launch other games from.
Yeah.
I think it was Pandora Tomorrow was the Splinter Cell game, which was the sequel, I believe. I think that was it, if I'm remembering right. Yeah. That controller looked nice. The Elite Series too. I've never owned an Elite controller. Matt owns one. But it looked nice.
Yeah.
I've never had the need for an Elite Series controller. It just looked nice.
Yeah.
What else they show off? They said Horizon Forbidden West is delayed. Haha, we knew that. Horizon Zero Dawn got updated with the 60 frames per second gameplay on PS5 stuff. And then Death Stranding was shown off with Director's Cut of Death Stranding. Now there's races, apparently? I don't know. Vehicles and stuff like that. Death Stranding is a game eventually I should own and play to understand what it does and maybe be excited about all these things they keep releasing for it. I don't know.
I mean, that was one of those games. It was just I see it and it didn't move me.
It still hasn't attracted me, man. It's still, even looking at it now, it's still like it's not something I'm interested in playing. It's still not something I'm interested in playing.
That was
yeah, same for me.
Yeah. I mean, weird story elements, things like that. I mean, it looks like a lot of effort was put in here, big names behind the project and everything, but there's something about it that just does not make me want to go out and play it, or didn't make me want to go out and buy it on launch, or whatnot. It just didn't move me. Story didn't do it for me.
Yeah. No, I'm there with you. We'll get back to the Gamescom stuff. We've got to take a break here. Josh, you want to hang around?
Sure.
All right. We will come back to him here in just a little bit. Music here from Psychonauts 2, which came out just the other day, I want to say. Thursday or Friday, I think, is when it got released. I want to say it's part of Game Pass as well, so you can play it on Xbox if you have Game Pass. Here is the main menu music for Psychonauts 2. We'll be back with more of In-Game Chat right after this. Welcome back to In-Game Chat. Music here from King's Bounty 2, the main theme for the game. Josh, you still there?
Yep, still here.
Wonderful. Where did my... There it is. Okay, going back to Gamescom here. We got the first look at the Call of Duty Vanguard gameplay, which, I don't know, okay.
It's Call of Duty. More
It's really, I know, right? I don't know. Nothing they showed off said, "Ooh, I'm interested in playing that again." Yeah. So
I think we may have discussed this before, but is it Call of Duty getting to the realm of sport titles?
Depends. I mean,
what more can you add?
How well do sports titles sell?
No, I'm talking about the fact that it's the same game year after year.
It is.
I say that when I play MLB The Show because I love baseball. If you love first-person shooters like this, I guess do your thing, have at it. But I'm wondering if you get into that realm of the same thing over and over again, you start to notice it.
It feels like, I mean, Call of Duty's always felt like the same thing over and over again for a long time.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed kind of went down that road as well for a long time.
Yeah, but the thing I'm saying is, in a sports title, there's nothing really more to add. Baseball is baseball, basketball is basketball, and is it getting to the point where Call of Duty is Call of Duty? More maps, same thing over and over again. I guess different maps, would be the thing that makes it.
Well, obviously, different maps, different setting.
Yeah.
You know, you can have a different story if you really want to focus on the single-player campaign.
Yeah,
which
but then again, who plays for
Call of Duty really doesn't
story, really?
work on a single-player campaign level. They've tried. I think it does. I think it gets people through it, but I feel like that is the afterthought. Whereas, you know, you go to a lot of games, multiplayer is sort of not this. Well, there was a time when I think multiplayer was the afterthought. Multiplayer now is the moneymaker.
Yeah.
Because you can microtransaction everything about the multiplayer aspect. And so the focus shifts to be more not necessarily multiplayer centric, but the focus shifts to develop this side of the game, the multiplayer, put in more effort in doing that than you are the single player, because our money maker is the MP. The multiplayer.
Same with GTA 5.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I don't know about that. Well, I suppose you're right. I mean, the online component of GTA 5 didn't go live for a good while of the life of the game. I don't want to say it was a year, but it was I'd stopped playing the game a good bit before the online component released.
It took a minute.
But Scott, when did the game release originally?
Dude, I don't remember. It goes back a long time.
Yeah, and it's been online content updates since then.
Oh, yeah. No. I totally get that. I'm just saying that games now, like that released... GTA is what it is. I know they obviously don't release them on such a level as...
September of 2013 is when GTA 5 released.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did the online component hit? Do you know?
And then I'll look it up.
Just out of curiosity for myself. Did it have a start date?
No, still pulling up the same thing.
Well, I know that released a long time ago.
Yeah.
But what I was getting at was that that was released. They wrote a story for it. They did everything. They knew they were going to go to the online part of it afterwards. Which they did, and of course that's what they do now. They strictly develop that. Will we get a GTA 6? Probably at some point. But I don't know. Call of Duty is one of those situations where it's like we're going to strictly focus on this multiplayer. Throw in a single player component, sure, but the multiplayer is kind of where they put all their eggs in that basket.
It says October of 2013 for the PS3 and 360. And November of 2014 for the PS4 and Xbox One. April 2015 for Microsoft Windows.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
For a game to release in September and then have the online component in October, that gives me enough time to have played that game and kind of sit it aside until the online component launched a month later. Yeah. No. That makes sense.
Yeah, because I remember playing it on the PS3, playing online. And then
it was
much later on when I got into it on the PS4.
So broke.
Yeah.
And I never went back to it. Not because because I was put off by that, but by the time anything of significance was done to make it stable or to make it work, I had moved on.
Yeah.
So. They showed off some more of that Ninja Turtles throwback game, Shredder's Revenge or whatever.
Yeah, and the fighting game community was talking about April when they showed that off. Mm-hmm. It's like, hey, I recognize that move. I recognize that move, and then I think the only original move in there was the mic drop. If that was not copied.
Yeah. The pre-show for the Gamescom showed King of Fighters 15, which launches in February, and they also showed the next of the Dark Pictures anthology game, House of Ashes. They showed that off in the pre-game, and then, of course, it was Saints Row, Midnight Suns. There's the Halo. I'm going back. This is another kind of a recap thing. Super Monkey Ball was shown off there as well. Oh, yeah, Devolver Digital showed off Cult of the Lamb.
I like the design of that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people did. It was this is described as a dark cartoon mix of dungeon crawling and base building. Yeah, it was interesting. What else do we have? A new game called Dream Cycle comes out in early access next month. Let's see, what else do we have? Riders Republic was shown off. The beta is now open. Well, it says until August 28th. I guess maybe for the rest of the day you can enjoy the beta for Riders Republic.
Yeah, I actually tried that.
Did you? What did you think about it?
It's a bit weird. I don't know. It's a bit very in your face with the youth lingo and all that stuff, and very hip.
The youth lingo.
Yeah.
You never sounded older than when you said that, right?
Yeah.
I can
communicate with my fellow youths.
What's up, fellow kids?
But yeah, I tried a little bit. It has a pretty long tutorial section. I had to finish first before I could look into the customization at all. And a thing I noticed, at least with the bike races, very often I felt like I had to go into first-person perspective in order to see where I'm going. And that was a bit weird.
That's very strange, because isn't it third-person perspective when you're on the bike?
You can't switch between the two. You can do all disciplines in first person as well.
But in third person, it's very hard for you to figure out where you're going when you're on the bike?
Yeah, because the canopies of the trees hang in the way sometimes. They're very tight corners.
I was thinking it was because the camera was too low behind the rider.
I was curious. I was curious as to how that worked, but you make a good point there.
Yeah,
Yeah, and you got to go very fast downhill, so you don't have much time to adjust the camera behind you and pull the brakes for the drift around the corner, and don't hit anything around the corner you can't see yet. So it was a bit weird. I don't think I'll be getting it right away, if at all.
I don't think I've ever had that issue with any driving title where I had to be stuck in one field of view to be effective or maintain proper control.
Yeah.
Because typically, the higher away from the vehicle I am, I can see what's coming and respond accordingly. If I have to be in first person, I'm like, eh.
Aren't there multiple methods of transportation in that game?
Oh yeah, you can ride bikes. You can. What else was there? You have snowboards and skis. And
were any of those affected by the same problem that you were talking about with the bike riding, or is it just?
I only unlocked the bike and the skis so far, and the skis and snowboard sections are basically the same. It's just two different types of transportation for effectively the same stats and mobility and whatever. And there you have a lot more open space in the maps I played, and it was more trick-oriented and less racing-oriented, what I played so far.
Really would like... talking about snowboards again, and just like, just give me SSX. We'll be good there.
Still play it every now and then.
Yeah, I mean, it's leaning more into the arcade style. It's less steep. the game's steep, you
Okay.
know.
Oh, steep. I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
I thought you meant the learning curve is less steep. Yeah. But I know what you mean now. It's less steep. The game's steep.
Yeah, steep is more of a simulation than anything else, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It's more arcadey. You also have an option in the menu where you can set on auto landing. So basically, you have to adjust very little while doing a trick in the air to land properly and keep going. But you did get points deducted if you activate that.
Yeah.
But you can basically do it if you want to.
They also showed off the Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga, something we haven't seen almost a year of. But there is a release of spring 2022 for that one. I hopefully Lego's done making the Star Wars things. That seems to be all they seem to focus on is just the Lego Star Wars.
Well, like we said earlier, the money maker.
It is.
So
it's the big one.
Yeah. So
it is the big one. Then they showed off something that was very, very weird. And you may know what I'm talking about here, Josh. Whatever, is it DokeV? Or Dokev? DokeV?
DokeV is, I think, the name for it, DokeV.
That was weird.
Yeah, it was very weird, and it looked very laggy and frame droppy.
Just I don't know, man. There were some strange. I don't know.
It looks kind of interesting, I gotta admit.
It didn't look like something. It looked like something I wanted to play, but not with the characters they gave me to play them with.
Oh, that one.
Oh, that one.
Yeah,
exactly.
I can see what you mean with that. Yeah.
I did. Like everything except the characters, I loved seeing. The environments looked really, really amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the vistas they were showing off that you could see when you were up high or when you were floating or flying or doing any of that stuff. Everything looked really, really good, except the characters. I just got a weird vibe off of them where it was like...
Yeah, it was a little bit Uncanny Valley.
Yeah?
Kid designs there. Because you play kids, from what I've seen.
You do, yeah.
But so they're like updated Mii's or something?
No, man. It's stranger. It's stranger than that.
And apparently it's from the studio that made Black
Desert Online, yeah. Which I know the title, but I don't think I ever played that game.
Hearing that immediately had me worried about how the microtransactions in the game will look like.
It's something to be considered, I would guess, because I know
Black Desert is nasty in that regard.
Yeah. There was, I don't know. I got a strange vibe from that game. I don't know.
I think I'm more focused on looking at what I saw from that was what's the point of you doing all this stuff? It's like this random anything, everything type of transporting things going on.
Yeah, they
so
basically...
I really didn't focus on the characters themselves, but I'm looking at still shots now, and I'm still thinking more about what is going on in this world than anything else.
They showed off the game, but they didn't really show off a lot of context of like, what are you doing? Why are you doing it? What is your objective?
Right.
Is it just to explore? Is it to catch or battle I don't know I didn't know anything about it, and I probably won't look any further into it. But
I think I'm looking at something about it. It was like a creature collecting open world action adventure filled with intriguing stories set in a unique, vibrant world.
Well, they got the world setting down, man. That thing was the world. The look of that place looks amazing.
Yeah,
I think I've read it's based a little bit on Korean mythology and lore, the monster designs and stuff.
Very possible. We're getting closer and closer to the top here. I want to hit these last ones. Some open beta dates for New World, which is that game from Amazon. They also showed off a release date for Jurassic Park Evolution 2, something I said I'm glad they're making a sequel of. Maybe they can work out the kinks of the first one. I just hope it keeps getting better as they go. Far Cry 6, they showed off some story stuff for that. Valheim's first major update, they talked about that as well. Something called Park Beyond, which is a new theme park management game from the developers of Tropico 6. Obviously, that looked like something that had my name all over it for making a theme park thing. They showed off Splitgate Season 0. Have you played any Splitgate, Josh?
No, I don't think I can play these type of games anymore.
Oh, okay.
Just Twitch shooty stuff. on console, especially.
It's it's got a lot of there's a lot of people playing those, so I was just curious as to what the draw was. It's basically first-person shooter with portals. Or
it's
multiplayer game with portals. So.
Halo with portals, basically.
Yeah, likely. Jet: The Far Shore got a release date for Epic Games Store, PS4 and PS5. That is October 5th. New Jumanji game. What else do we have? Oh yeah, Sifu, that brawler thing is coming out February 22nd.
I'm curious about that one.
I am very curious about that as well. And then, of course, they had Death Stranding Director's Cut they showed off as well. So there was a few other games that we didn't get around to mentioning there for Gamescom.
Oh, and they also had some very pointless awards.
That was a lot of talky, and so I skipped it. Too much talking, not enough showing, and so I got out of there with that.
So we got award show nonsense too, huh?
There was really strange
gave awards for best game of 2021 for PlayStation, for Xbox, and whatever, and none of the games that got awarded got the game out this year. They're all coming next year, so it was weird.
It was just strange, yeah. Some of the categories only had like 2 nominees. Best Nintendo Switch game, I think there was only like 2 nominees for that.
Yeah, and one of them still lost.
Well, of course, yeah. Gosh, what do we have time for? Not a lot of time. We didn't get to what Activision had done today, this week in Activision news.
Probably more of the same.
They have been accused of shredding evidence.
Yeah.
The California, the state that's suing them, it seems to have uncovered that they shredded evidence.
Is anybody surprised?
I didn't think
it's getting better.
I didn't think they'd go that far, but obviously they
Really?
will. I really didn't think they would, because that's
I wouldn't put it past them.
I mean, what they did was really bad. I get that.
Yeah, and really bad, and worth the point of risking that. Yeah, I wouldn't put it past them.
But I think once you start shredding evidence of stuff, I think that's. I don't want to say that that's even worse, but obviously that's not good for the situation at hand.
Okay, don't be surprised if you hear someone about being coerced to shut up. Don't say anything.
That I would get.
Yeah.
That I would understand. A lawyer probably would tell them that. I think a lawyer would tell them, don't shred your evidence.
No, I'm talking about people being coerced or bullied to not say anything.
Yeah, okay, I get that. I see what you're saying on that. Yeah.
If they're shredding documents, how far are they willing to go?
Oh, I feel like sure they've said that. Yeah. What would be worse is if they offered incentives for keeping their mouth shut. Like, hey, if you don't, we'll bump up your pay, or hey, if you don't, we'll do this, or that sort of thing. If you don't say anything about it, so I wouldn't be surprised if that comes out, in all of this as well. They're also renaming a character in Overwatch because it was named after one of the people who was involved in all of this, and so they've had to rename that character. And they've also put a ban on naming characters after employees. I should have done that to begin with. What else do we have here? Netflix has started their game test. It's basically 2 titles from Stranger Things, which makes sense since they kind of own that brand. But what it's going to be is basically your subscription gets you the access to download these games on other platforms.
Okay.
In other words, you're not going to open up Netflix and go to their games section and start playing. It's just that your subscription with Netflix will get you access to these games on other platforms. These 2 games they're talking about will be on Android. You can download them from, the Android store thing, whatever. Speaking of Saints Row, by the way, the 3rd game, Saints Row the 3rd Remastered, is currently free on the Epic Games Store if you want to have that on your PC. So, I think we're going to wrap this up. We are done. Josh, thank you so much for hanging out with us through Discord, man.
You're welcome. Anytime.
All right, buddy. Take care.
You as well.
See ya. Want to thank everybody else who joined us, be it Discord, be it Twitch, be it listening on the air. Thank you for enduring as we deal with the changeover here. We're gonna have a week off, so it's still not gonna set in, and then we'll come back next week. Who knows how the cameras will be placed, how things will look? It'll probably be a lot different. We'll see, because that is going to be 2 weeks away.
Yeah, there'll be more stuff in here.
Yeah, thank you guys, everybody, for helping us out to get everything situated, the sound, the quality of the cameras, everything else. We appreciate it. Don't forget to join our Discord so that you can join us on the air in future episodes. Don't forget to, follow us on Facebook and on Twitch. You can also subscribe to us on Twitter. You can subscribe to us on Twitch as well. We would love to have you, and thank you so much. We did miss that Aliens music. I did not have that. That's the one we missed. We got Greg or whatever it's called instead of the alien music. But here's music from a game called Hoa, Hoa.
Okay.
This is I don't know where the music is in this game, but it was a live recording from an orchestra as well. So we'll go out on this music. It's very soft, but have a great week. Enjoy your holiday weekend if you have it, and we'll see you next Saturday for more of In-Game Chat. Thanks so much.